When I tell them I have 7 kids, had them at the age of 14, and they get $3,000 a month in EBT food stamps. Classic.
In our bag. All right. I'ma put it in our bag. Put it in our bag. Put your hands in the air. I'ma put it in our bag.
What a major flex. That's rich. All right, buckle up, boys. If you're new here, I'm not actually mad about that. I'm mad about this haircut. I really hate it. But anyways, we're going to be talking about the everybody's going to be on public assistance. Not literally, okay? But this is like, there was a game called Public Assistance that they released in 1980, like a board game, and how to play the welfare game, okay? So we're going to dive deep on this today, and we're going to have some fun. Okay, and I'm not here to roast anybody who is on food stamps or who needs it. Okay, but we are going to be seeing the people who take full-blown advantage of it. Yes, it's going to be a good time. Anyways, this one goes, 42 million people are on food stamps in 2024. This represents 12% of the U.S. population. You want to hit? Yeah. Anyways, let's dive deep on this, okay? And don't take any offense to this. Let's have some fun with it. So this is one way to play the game. This guy goes, how y'all pass over a $20 an hour full-time job to keep your $700 a month in food stamps is something I'll never understand. Yeah, that's a real thing. It's more than real. It gets deep.
So
listen to this one. This is rich.
this is a thing. So when I used to work at Section 8, right, this one girl calls me and she's like, hey, I just got a job offer for $75K a year. I'm not sure if I should take it because then I might lose my Section 8. I'm like, well, you making $75K a year, you don't qualify for Section 8 anymore. And she's like, like she was really thinking about it. And I'm like, girl, like, take the job. Maybe in 2 more years, you'll be making $85,000 a year. Then in 5 years, you'll be making $100,000 a year. Like, the whole goal is to get the help when you need it and to elevate. Like, why y'all want to stay on Section 8 to collect those raggedy vouchers? They're not even worth that much. And the types of apartments that you're going to be able to get is not even going to be as nice as a place that you can get if you was making $75K a year. That is all.
Okay. So this is something, I know not everybody's going to literally be on government subsidy, okay? But this is crazy. Look at this. Section 8 is for about 80% of Americans. I promise you qualify. Yeah, so this was rich. Check this one out.
What's fun is I just found out that apparently 80K a year is still considered to be low income. Wow. The government themselves state
80K a year is low income. God, I have nothing else to break right now. And that's awesome. No, just to put that in perspective, okay? But like you heard before with that chick saying that she didn't want to give up her Section 8, because that's how powerful that is. No bills? Yeah. But anyways, let's dig deep here. This is why I'm saying this. I know not everybody's going to be on fucking government assistance. Well, maybe we will be in like 30 years. But this one right here is from the year 2000. Look at this jump. Remember the 42 million people that are on it now, right? Okay. Well, in the year 2000, 17 million people were on EBT. Okay. Or SNAP, whatever. Then, in the recession in 2009, the 2008 crash, in the recession, 35 million people. Okay. We're not even in a recession. Right? Okay, so just remember that, all right? So in the future, we could measure this shit out. In 10 years from now, we'll see where it's at again. All of a sudden, it's like 1 out of every 4 people. But this one was great. This whole thing was brought up because I had made a comment about this Mexican guy who was in Mexico, and he was roasting us Americans for, 80% of us live paycheck to paycheck, 50% of us don't have any money at all, like not even a grand to our names. We're all in debt. He gave us a good roast. He did a good job. But I added to that and I said, don't forget the 12% of us that are on EBT. And what's even funnier is everybody coming to America is also going on EBT. So they're adding to that. I was just making a joke, and it's kind of true. Okay. So this guy got mad, and he came to my Instagram to let me know. So he goes, hey, Jack, I love the YouTube show, but 28 minutes ago, you said something so ignorant, I just got to roast you. I love a good roast. He said, you said the Mexicans are coming over to America and adding to the food stamps, ? He goes, that was incredibly ignorant. You're a stupid white fuck and your mother should die. Loser. Okay, he didn't say that ending part. But to be fair with you, I was just stating something that is true. But also, the real truth is, white people make up most of all the government welfare. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Don't believe me. Let's believe this random woman on TikTok.
Statistically speaking, white people are the biggest beneficiary of welfare programs.
No shit. Okay, so I don't want to make this a race thing, all right? This is just more about the people who actually play the public assistance game and milk it for a long time. Okay, this is what this video is about, all right? All right, so let's not get too sensitive here. And if you are on welfare, it's all good. Like, I really don't care. I get it. But let's get deep here. So this one goes, what's funny is my daughter's roommate uses her EBT card for drugs every month. Trades her EBT for cash. It does happen. Now, as somebody who's lived in California, ex-skateboarder, I can attest to this being 1,000% correct. This is a real thing. Okay. That being said.
Do you guys use any kind of critical thinking skills before sending words out on the internet?
Nope.
There's only 3 possibilities here, Mr. Patriot. 1 being that you're making the whole thing up. 2, that you're just regurgitating a story or a meme or something. It could have been a real story. It could have been a fake story. Or 3, you are directly contributing to the problem. Somehow you guys have become their safe spaces to share their potential federal crimes with.
People think.
Okay, well, to be fair, that is a real thing. Okay, I've had plenty of assholes. Check this out. Try and sell me their EBT card, right? Let's say they get $200 a month. Fuck it. His name's Adadine. I'll say his fucking name. I don't even care. All right. He's on EBT, never had a fucking job, using our tax dollars to be at the skate park all day, getting drunk and smoking weed, trying to sell his shit. Don't believe me. That's just one guy. So this lady's out of her fucking mind because that is more than real. Okay? Out in Cali, they just hand that shit out. People would take field trips, pack the car deep at the skate park, go up to the EBT office. People don't even need it. They can go get jobs. They don't want jobs. It's awesome. I don't want a job either, so I kind of do get it. But let's not believe those stories because they're all false. Fantasy world. What about this one?
Figured out how to transfer the EBT funds to the Cash App funds.
To be able to transfer government funds, food stamps, to Cash App, that's next level. I have so many questions, like, so clearly it's out in the open now because it's being talked about on TikTok. Mm-hmm. Like, when did the government find out? How long was this going on? How much money did they get? Like, this is some tea. Like, we talking millions, we talking billions. Like, what are we talking about? Did Cash App report it? Like, I just have so many questions.
It's back to this chick, but it's just funny because people literally, it's like they think they're pulling one over on the government or something, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but what's fucked up is it's actually just on ourselves. I know, it's awesome. That's kind of my only gripe with it. Like, I don't have a problem with people having EBT. It's just what I know and what I've seen. And don't get me wrong, I've been tempted to buy some of these food cards. I never did, though. I've been tempted. Oh, trust me. But it gets even better than that. This one, more than true, seen this happen. I could literally take you to the store that does this.
My mom, it was me, my mom, my brother, and my 2 kids living under the same household. CalFresh, EBT, gave me $940 a month for food. Free. Everything in the grocery store, free. I don't gotta pay a dime.
Did she mention it was free? Yeah, see, like, but just, this is what I'm talking about, though, okay? Whether they know it's right or wrong or not, it's just, it's cool, it's free.
$940 a month. You could also buy alcohol with that, but don't tell nobody I told you. Don't tell nobody I told you that. You could get alcohol for free. I'm talking 12 packs, 24 packs.
Walmart. Yeah. That wasn't the store I was talking about, but there were several locations in California where I lived. Little quick stops, little liquor marts. No problem. EBT, cigarettes, no problem. Liquor, no problem. Whatever you fucking want, EBT. Yeah. How do I know this? How do I know? It's not because I was actually on EBT. That's not how I know. It's just because a lot of the people at the time, this is over 10 years ago, that I was hanging out with were on EBT, a bunch of skateboarders, and that was their mindset. And I don't really hang out with them. They're just kind of associates. But I've seen this, and I couldn't believe it then. But I feel like this shit's just escalated completely. Anyways, this guy's rich. This is the type of thing. I don't want to seem like an asshole. I'm not like saying you fucking suck. How do I like lightly say this? I guess this is how I say it. These are the kind of people. I'm pretty positive this dude's out in Cali. But this is the type of guy who's just chilling around, doing whatever the fuck he wants. Just living off me. I'm just kidding. But
if you got a Vons near you with a Starbucks, they take EBT for cold drinks. I don't have a Vons, but I got a route. So let's see if they taking Starbucks today. Let's see if that Starbucks taking EBT today. If they fucking do, y'all, we done figured out the hack of the century.
Real quick, though, man. Like, I really don't care. You want face tats, dress up all cool, fucking acting a fool. I really don't give a fuck. I live life on my terms, too, for the most part. I still pay taxes and shit, and I still pay for your frappuccinos. But this right here, this is all over the fucking place, especially in Cali. 1,000%. It's awesome.
EBT office finna call me like, why'd you drink 20 vanilla bean fraps last week? Cause I can.
Do I get?
Cause I can. But this is like, paint you a picture. About 4 years ago, I was dating this chick. She was living down in Miami, 15th floor, Biscayne, ocean view. Yeah, I got the perks of that. No job, lived off EBT and government subsidy. Yeah. She was proud of that shit too. I know, classic. It's awesome. The things we do for ass. And I'm not saying I didn't encourage that. I thought maybe she would, change and snap out of it after the whole COVID stuff. But she ended up getting evicted. So that's awesome. Time and money isn't real. Her landlord didn't think that, though. But this is just something I've experienced firsthand and have watched it happen. Meanwhile, my dad, who has dementia, who doesn't make any money, in his 70s, can't get EBT. It's awesome. I know. But anyways, let's get back to this. This is more kind of like people who really actually deserve EBT. Okay?
Food stamps since I have 2 kids. The answer is no. There's no way. Because it would be nice to have a full...
She goes, I have 2 kids. Do I get food stamps? No. It's awesome. I know. It makes no sense.
Full fridge of food. I'm grateful that we both are able to work and work very hard. But even when I was a stay-at-home mom and we did only have 1 income, they said, you can't get food stamps unless you get a job. Well, I got a job, and now we make too much money, so... I think that money should be for people who really, really, really desperately need it, especially in Wisconsin, because our minimum wage is $7.25. If you're a
Okay, so I absolutely agree with her. I do think these government programs are important. I really do, especially for elderly people, 1,000%. But it's meant as a Band-Aid, though. You know what I mean? It's not meant Dude, some of these people, they play this game for decades. Okay? They play this. Okay, so the public assistance game, I'll pop it up right here. And in this board game, okay, there's two options. It's like Monopoly, but for welfare. Okay, so you got two options. You could have a real job, or you could be on welfare. Now, to win the game, you want to be on welfare. Okay, why? Because having a real job, you got to pay taxes. You do the right things. You pay your bills. You use your money to pay for everything. But on welfare, you got food stamps. And for every kid you have, right? So let's say I had 4 kids in the game. I'm on welfare. Every time I pass go, which is the first of the month in the game, everybody with a real job, yeah, you pay them for each kid. I know. And this is back in the 80s they did this. This ain't nothing new. It's just escalated to a whole new ball game. So that's kind of why I'm also making this thing, just because of kind of maybe sound like an asshole, but I really don't care. This is how I feel. I think it's important to a degree. All right. Now, this one I thought was kind of funny. This is a college student on EBT. Makes all sense in the world.
You're a college student or a student or just somebody in general who has EBT. I figured this out like a year ago. You could use your EBT, go to any Safeway, Bonds, or any store that has a Starbucks inside and use your EBT. Little life hack.
So I've been noticing.
Little life hack. You know what I don't like about that, though? Is like, why the fuck am I helping paying for you to go to college? I don't even know you. It's awesome. I actually do respect that. I don't have a problem with a college kid like getting free money. That's actually a good thing, because even when you get out of college, you won't need it anymore, hopefully, right? The issue I have is when people play this game for decades. That's the issue I got with it. But anyways, this one was really powerful. We're going to end on this note, okay? Because I'm kind of over talking about Section 8 and EBT here. And I honestly don't really care that much. I do care, but I don't at the same time. But anyways, this lady was on point, and I agree with what she says. If you're going to play the game of public assistance, I think this lady did it really well.
So lately, a lot of people been doing all these videos on Section 8 housing. So since I lived in Section 8 myself at one point in time in my life, I decided to talk about my experience of living in public housing. So me personally, I moved into public housing when I was 18 years old. I was a teen mother myself.
Count how many times she says public housing. Just play a little fun game with it.
So right after high school, I'd moved into public housing, and it was a stepping stone for me as a single mom to get on my feet. So I'm not never downplaying Section 8 housing. For the people who got goals, it's a stepping stone. It's all about what you make at the end of the day, but you cannot get comfortable in Section 8 housing and think you're going to be successful, because your rent can be all the way down to zero, depending on what state you live on. It's based on your income and how much you bringing into the table and how many children you have and what's your household size. So you can get low rent, but in the day, you got to understand, when you live in a Section 8 houses, also cons go with that. So it's not all peaches and cream. They steady worrying about how many jobs you can make. They kind of like keep you at a limit, because you got somebody controlling you on how much you can make, what you can do.
She's going somewhere with this. Trust me.
And don't get me wrong, it's a good program, but it's about how you use the program to your benefit. You understand what I'm saying? Because in the day, if you a grinder like myself, you're going to take that government program and you're going to drive. Like, it's so easy to start your own business out of public housing, you know, to get on your feet, go to school, get a trade. That's what I did. When I was 18, I lived in public housing. I got my CNA certification. Right after that, I rolled myself into college. I wanted higher education. I got my degree. Now I done started my own business. I got my bachelor's and my master's degree in Section 8 housing. So now I was able to start my own business. Right, living in Section 8 housing, you know, I wanted better for me and my son at the time. I didn't want to, you know, constantly live off the system, take advantage of the system. But don't get me wrong, I needed the help, so I used it for a stepping stone. And that's what I recommend to any person who move in Section 8 housing. You got to be about your money. You got to be about your grind. You got some people who use Section 8 housing as a crutch. What I mean by that is, like, they'll get comfortable with somebody giving them something free. And you're not going to make it far, because the way these benefits is set up now these days, they cut out a lot of programs. And nationwide, they not allowed, they put time frames on these programs.
So that mindset, what she just said, really was refreshing. Because, you know, when you look at it, there's 42 million people on food stamps. You know, what's it going to be in another 10 years? And she was 1,000% correct, because there's a lot of people who've been playing this game, living off the government, which is cool, I guess, kind of, not really. No offense. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. I do. But like, you know, when you do it for 10, 20 years and you just play that game, and a lot more people are developing that mindset, that's where it's actually going to probably backfire, because they can't give this shit to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody's going to be able to be on food stamps and government housing. So the more people that are using it and abusing it, she's right. They're going to start cutting that shit. And to be honest with you, when my dad was on food stamps, it was like every 3 to 6 months I had to go and like prove to them why he needed it. And it got to the point where I just didn't even care. I was like, bro, I will pay you. I will be your food stamps. This is like, it was more of a headache for me to get the assistance than for me to just get money on my own. So that's kind of another thing I don't understand. Anyways, I appreciate everyone being here. Usually I read your guys' comments from previous videos. I really wanted to see what you guys had to say about the EBT stuff. But after I got a few DMs from people kind of giving it to me, I was kind of like, you know what? I'll just leave y'all out of this one, and I'll take the hit on this video. But anyway, shout out to all my Patreon members. I love you guys. And all the new people here, consider subscribing or don't. I do now take EBT, so if you want to shoot your... bad joke. Anyways, hell of a talk. God, good stuff.